Have you ever considered what you would do if you suddenly had a heart attack while being completely alone? It's a frightening thought, and unfortunately it happens more often than we realize. Many people think they'll have time or that someone will be there to help, but the truth is that the first few minutes are the most critical. What you do or don't do in those moments can make all the difference. The good news is that even if you live alone or spend most of your time by yourself, you can still survive a heart attack if you act quickly and know what to do. In this video, we'll walk through 7 essential steps you should take the moment a heart attack starts, especially when you're alone. These steps are simple, practical, and life-saving. You don't need any medical training or expensive equipment, just preparation and staying calm. We'll explain how to recognize the early warning signs, what to take immediately, how to ease your heart's workload, and even small actions that could buy you enough time to get help. Stay with us until the end because the last few steps are the ones most people forget, but they could be the ones that save your life. Don't wait until it's too late to understand what your body is trying to tell you. Let's get started. Step 1. Recognizing the early warning signs. The first and most important step in surviving a heart attack alone is recognizing what it feels like, not just in your chest, but throughout your entire body. Many people expect a sharp, crushing chest pain like in the movies, but real heart attacks often start with much subtler symptoms. These early signs can be easy to overlook until it's too late. What you should look for is a deep, uncomfortable pressure or squeezing sensation in the center of your chest. It may feel like something heavy is sitting on your chest, or like it's slowly being filled with cement. This sensation can also come and go, which might make you think it's nothing serious, but if it lasts more than a few minutes or keeps returning, don't ignore it. Other early signs include shortness of breath, even without chest pain. You might feel winded, like you've just walked up a hill, even if you're sitting still. Some people also experience pain in the arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw. If you start to break out in a cold sweat or feel nauseous and dizzy, it could be a sign of a heart attack. In some cases, particularly for older adults or women, the pain may not be in the chest at all. Instead, it could feel more like pressure in the back or stomach. Take Richard, for example. At 74, he was sitting at his kitchen table when he noticed a strange tightness under his collarbone, almost like heartburn. But then he realized he couldn't take a full breath and his hands began to sweat. He remembered reading that not all heart attacks start with pain. Instead of brushing it off, he decided to act. That decision may have saved his life. The body often sends subtle signals before things get serious, and when it comes to heart attacks, those early signs are your only chance to take action. If you wait for the typical chest pain drama, it may already be too late. So, the next time something feels off, especially if you experience a combination of pressure, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue, stop what you're doing. Don't try to tough it out or convince yourself it's just indigestion. Recognizing the warning signs is your first opportunity to survive. Even if they seem minor, take them seriously because your life could depend on it. Step 2. Calling emergency services immediately. Once you suspect a heart attack, the very next thing you must do without hesitation is call 911. Do not wait to see if the symptoms go away. Do not try to drive yourself, and do not assume you're overreacting. Calling emergency services is the fastest way to get help and the most effective way to stay alive. A heart attack isn't something you can simply walk off. Every minute counts, and the longer your heart goes without oxygen, the more damage is done. When you call 911, trained professionals are already on their way, bringing equipment, Medicat ion, and the ability to keep you alive if your heart stops on the way to the hospital. Trying to drive yourself is one of the most dangerous choices you can make. You could lose consciousness, cause an accident, or delay your own care. Let the professionals come to you. Think about Linda, who was 78. She felt a strange ache in her left shoulder, followed by nausea and a cold sweat. She considered calling her son but remembered a nurse's advice. If you're alone and think you might be having a heart attack, call 911 first. Talk to your family later. She made the call, and by the time the ambulance arrived, her symptoms had worsened. But the emergency team was ready. They stabilized her on the spot, and that phone call saved her life. You don't have to be sure you're having a heart attack to call for help. The dispatcher won't be upset if it turns out to be something else. They'd rather send help you didn't need than miss a chance to save your life. Keep your phone within easy reach, especially if you live alone. If you can't speak clearly due to the symptoms, use the emergency call feature on your phone. Some phones have a shortcut to call for help, even when they are locked. Learn where it is, and use it if necessary. If you're finding this video helpful and valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us keep creating quality content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Step 3. Chewing an aspirin slowly and calmly after calling emergency services. The next most important step you can take is simple. Chew an aspirin. Do not swallow it, just chew it slowly, even if your hands are shaking. If you have access to a standard 325 milligrams aspirin and you're not allergic or on a blood thinner, this step can greatly improve your chances of surviving a heart attack. Aspirin works by thinning the blood and helping prevent the formation of a blood clot, which may be blocking one of your coronary arteries and causing the heart attack. By chewing the aspirin instead of swallowing it whole, you get it into your system faster. Studies show that this can buy valuable time, sometimes even enough to restore blood flow before help arrives. It's important not to take aspirin on an empty stomach unless absolutely necessary. In the case of a heart attack, the risk of clotting is far greater than any concern about the stomach. Also, avoid taking coated or delayed release aspirin. If that's all you have, chew it anyway. You want the effects to kick in as quickly as possible. Take Joe, for example. At 72, one morning he felt tightness spreading from his chest to his neck. He remembered he had a bottle of aspirin in the kitchen cabinet. He chewed one while sitting down, waiting for the paramedics. Later, his cardiologist told him that chewing the aspirin likely reduced the damage to his heart muscle. That small pill, he said, kept things from getting worse. If you live alone, make sure aspirin is easy to access. Store some in a nightstand, your kitchen drawer, or even in your wallet. Make sure it hasn't expired and let your loved ones know where to find it in case they need to help you. This small act might seem simple, but it's scientifically proven and practiced by emergency responders worldwide. Chewing aspirin during a heart attack isn't just advice, it's a proven intervention. In those critical first minutes, it could be the difference between walking out of the hospital or not making it there at all. Step 4. Sitting or lying down to protect your heart. Once you've called for help and taken aspirin, the next thing you need to do is simple but absolutely vital. Stop moving. Sit or lie down in the safest, most comfortable position possible. This isn't the time to pace around, gather belongings, or unlock doors unless it's absolutely necessary. Any extra physical effort puts more strain on your heart, which is already struggling to get enough oxygen. Ideally, sit with your back supported, feet flat, and arms resting loosely. This position helps reduce your heart's workload while waiting for paramedics. If you feel faint or lightheaded, lie down on your side with your head slightly elevated. Don't try to push through the discomfort. That mentality might work in other situations, but in this case, it's a risk you can't afford. It's common for people to feel embarrassed about calling for help and then just sitting there doing nothing. But doing nothing is actually doing something. It gives your heart a chance to stabilize. It slows your breathing and prevents your body from using up its already limited oxygen supply. Take Alice, 81, for example. When she felt pressure spreading across her chest, her first instinct was to clean up the kitchen and get herself together. But then she remembered what her doctor had once said. If you think it's your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait. So she sank into her favorite recliner and waited for help. That stillness, she later learned, likely saved her life. Prevented her symptoms from escalating into full cardiac arrest. So, if you ever start feeling symptoms like pressure, shortness of breath, or dizziness, don't try to finish what you're doing. Stop right where you are, or move as little as possible to a safer spot. Sit or lie still, breathe slowly, and let your body focus on just one task: surviving. Here's something simple but often overlooked. If you're sitting in a chair without armrests, don't let your body slump. Keep your spine supported and your breathing open. The more relaxed and upright your position, the less effort your heart has to exert. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. Step 5. Unlocking your door for emergency responders. If you still have enough strength after calling for help and settling down, one of the most helpful things you can do is unlock your front door. It may seem like a small step, but in an emergency, even seconds count, and a locked door can delay treatment when every minute matters. While paramedics are trained to break in if needed, forced entry adds time, causes damage, and may even startle or injure you if you're close to the door. Unlocking the door in advance lets the paramedics walk right in and start providing care immediately. That simple action could save several minutes that your heart might not have. If you live alone, especially in an apartment or gated community, think ahead about the logistics before a crisis ever happens. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Do you have a visible address? Is there a spare key that someone nearby can access? These details may seem unimportant until you really need them. Consider Paul, 76, who lives in a small condo. When his symptoms started, he called 911, chewed an aspirin, and unlocked his door, all in under 2 minutes. The paramedics said that single action helped them reach me 30 seconds faster and saved them from having to break in, he later said. That's the last thing I would have thought of, but it might have been what got me help just in time. If walking to the door feels too risky, don't attempt it. Sit down and focus on your breathing. But if you're near the door and feel steady enough to reach it safely, go ahead and unlock it. You might also consider a smart lock with remote access or a medical lockbox for your key, especially if you live alone or have mobility challenges. It's a small act of preparation that shows the people coming to save you that you're ready. You've done your part, and now it's their turn to do the rest. Step 6. Using your phone's speaker or medical ID features. If you're alone and waiting during a heart attack, your phone becomes more than just a communication tool. It becomes your lifeline. One of the smartest ways to use it in that moment is by switching to speakerphone. This allows you to talk to emergency responders hands-free, so you can focus on breathing and staying calm without having to grip your phone tightly or hold it to your ear. When you're under distress, even holding something to your ear can make it harder to breathe. Using speakerphone not only reduces physical strain, but it also lets the dispatcher hear you more clearly if you suddenly become too weak to talk. Listen carefully for signs of your condition in the background, your breathing, your movements, even your tone of voice. Additionally, every smartphone now has a critical feature, your emergency medical ID. On iPhones, it's accessible right from the lock screen, and Android phones often have a similar feature. This ID holds vital information like your age, allergies, medications, and medical conditions. If you're unconscious when paramedics arrive, this data can save time and help guide decisions about your care. Take Susan, for example. At 79, she passed out just moments before help arrived, but because her phone had her medical ID set up, the paramedics immediately knew that she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin. This information prevented them from giving her something that could have made her condition worse, and they were able to call her daughter using the emergency contact listed in the phone. Setting up this information takes less than 5 minutes, and it lasts forever. Include your name, birth date, major health conditions, medications, allergies, and 1 or 2 emergency contacts. It's not just for tech-savvy people. It's for anyone who might need help when they can't speak for themselves. So, if you ever feel the first signs of a heart attack, use your speakerphone, stay connected, and trust the person on the other end. Their calm voice, steady instructions, and constant presence can help make the waiting less terrifying. And if something happens before help arrives, your phone might still speak for you when you can no longer speak for yourself. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. Step 7. Slowing your breath to steady your heart in the middle of a heart attack. It's easy to feel like panic is taking over. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts race, and every second feels louder than the last. But there's one final tool you still have, your breath. If you use it properly, it can help calm your nervous system just enough to give your heart a better chance at holding steady. Controlled breathing isn't about curing the heart attack, but rather about preventing your body from spiraling into shock while help is on the way. The more anxious you become, the faster your heart may beat. Slowing your breath can gently bring that rhythm back down. You don't need a special technique. Just try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds, hold it for a moment, then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do this again, focusing on that small rhythm. It gives your body something steady to anchor to and can help prevent your heart from going into dangerous arrhythmias triggered by stress. Consider what happened to Frank, 83, when the pain hit. He felt like he was drowning in fear, but he remembered a simple breathing exercise his doctor had taught him during a checkup. He focused on each breath, kept still, and let go of the panic. By the time the paramedics arrived, his heart was still unstable, but it hadn't gone into full arrest. I just kept thinking, stay calm, stay alive, he later said. You can practice this breathing any time, when you're resting, when you're feeling anxious, even when you're watching TV. The more familiar it feels, the more instinctively your body will return to it when the stakes are high. Your breath won't fix blocked arteries, but it can buy you time. It keeps oxygen flowing and helps your heart hold on. Sometimes in those final moments before help arrives, that's the only advantage you need. Stay still, stay alive. Final thoughts at the end of the day. Surviving a heart attack alone isn't just about luck. It's about preparation, awareness, and taking calm action. These 7 steps may seem simple on their own, but together they form a powerful chain that can save your life. Recognize the warning signs. Call for help immediately. Take aspirin if you can. Sit or lie down to conserve your strength. Make it easier for help to reach you. Use your phone's tools wisely and slow your breathing to keep your heart steady. Each of these actions buys you a little more time, gives you more control, and sends a clear message. Even when you're alone, you're not powerless. Heart attacks can feel like the most terrifying kind of solitude, but these steps remind you that you're never truly helpless, not even for a second. You have tools, knowledge, and now you have a plan. So, ask yourself, what stood out to you the most today? Was there a step you hadn't considered before, or one that you now see in a different light? Think about how you can apply this to your own life, and maybe even share it with someone you care about. It might not only save your life, it could save theirs too. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments motivates and encourages us. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.